Yeah, and good evening. It's 7:32, and we will start with the pledge and go into our legislative session.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey,
Trustee Fritchie.
Present.
Trustee White.
present
Trustee Yost. Deputy Mayor Lopez.
Here.
And Mayor Levin.
here.
And fantastic. Public hearing tonight in the matter of cable television finance renewal agreement between the Village of Austin and Verizon New York, Inc. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on that public hearing? Is there anyone in our virtual world? Please raise your little virtual hand. All right. Seems that there's no one. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing? Oh, sorry. We have a hand.
I'm going to bring Mr. Paul Train over. If you could turn on your camera, unmute.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paul Train. I'm from Kirby, Harrington, Pinkard, and we're a Boston-based law firm representing Verizon New York, Inc. And I've worked closely with your corporation counsel over the last few months to put this agreement before you. The agreement meets both federal and state law and the regulations of the New York PSC and the FCC. And be happy to answer any questions unless the board would like me to go through a quick summary of the agreement.
Anybody have any questions? I don't think so. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And we'll have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second, any comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Our second public hearing for the evening is a proposed local law 2025 entitled "A Local Law Amending Chapter 2 Affordable Housing for the Village of Austin Code." Is there anyone here that wishes to speak about it? Is there anyone in our virtual world that would like to speak? Please raise your virtual hand.
Woody?
Okay. Seeing no one, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Second. Any comments? Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor and trustee announcements.
Okay. I only have, I guess, a couple. We're moving into spring. It doesn't feel like it yet, but I'm wearing a turtleneck as I say that. But we are moving into spring, into summer. We're going to see some construction, long-awaited construction, 30 Water Street, Community Center. We had a nice showing of folks last weekend and Monday night to give us yet more engagement, to become more engaged in how they would like the community center to look. And we're excited about that. Olive Opera House is going to start doing some work as well. There'll be work starting at the park. That's on the town side. Just letting the public know. Be on the lookout. Follow signs. Still have to, if you park your car, you still have to make sure that you pay the whatever fee it is, wherever you park. Some are free, some cost money, etc. So just be on the lookout for signs. We will do our best to communicate any closings we have. But right now, this is sort of just a heads up. And of course, and most important announcement of problem. Most important announcement. Hoping one of my colleagues will do it, but it's okay. Happy Mother's Day to all of the folks that are moms here in this room. Those who are moms, and those, of course, that are fortunate enough to have their moms still around and with them. I wish you all a very happy Mother's Day this coming Sunday. And I think we're ready to go with our meeting.
Okay. Administrative reports. Village Manager Karen Dottori.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, everyone. A lot of exciting things. Spring has absolutely sprung in the village, and we have completed a round of community engagement around the community center's renovations. And not surprisingly, we didn't have a huge amount of people showing, but we will be putting out the plans, the presentation that the board saw online, and we'll be pushing that out. And right now, the feedback was more, I like this. And we had very few, I don't like this. Nobody is upset about the fact that we are redoing the community center. Everybody's pretty happy. So in speaking with the architects, we anticipate that we will have bid documents ready by early fall. And we will then be able to hopefully, all things go according to plan, get started on working. And we also, today, with all the things going on, we are looking at getting some more assistance in the form of construction management support. So we issued an RFP for construction management, and we had a good attendance of people who were companies that were interested in doing that for us. And one of that will be to help us manage all the projects we have going on simultaneously. And this is a big deal for a relatively small municipality. Sometimes we forget we have a $100 million water treatment plant being built as we speak. We're also going to be doing the parking garage multimodal site on the Brandreth lot, the road diet, the community center, and those things are all going to overlap to a large degree. And one of our biggest objectives, aside from coming in on or under budget and on time, is making sure that we cause the least amount of disruption possible for our residents and for people who work here and our businesses. So we're working closely as a team, and also making sure that we have enough support to really manage the day-to-day things that can come up on any construction site, and make sure things are as fluid as possible, and that we are proactively getting information out so people know where to park, what's happening, anything that's going to happen. We'll try to make sure that we get that out early and often to as many people as possible. But these are good things. And again, we had a lot going on over the weekend when we were doing the community engagement. It's not unusual that we get anywhere from 20 to 40 to 50 people. If we get more than that, it's a home run. Certainly that's not the whole population, but we do try to make sure, and thanks to Jamie's very good work in social media, get the word out as much as possible, and the mayor's message, which is widely read. And we'll maybe figure out some other ways to get the word out so people know what's going on, as well as just posting in the community center itself, which is a great venue for that. Other than that, we are very busy. Bikes are out. You might have seen that. So, and I saw people riding. So that was really nice. It was a beautiful day. And we're busy, but we're busy in a good way, and looking forward to all the great things that are happening. Thank you.
Corporation Counsel, Stuart Kahan.
Thank you, Sue. Good evening, folks. Just to sort of follow up on something Karen mentioned, the bid documents for the multimodal are now complete. They will actually be made available to bidders on Monday, May the 12th, and the bids will be opened on Monday, June the 16th. I do want to just say what I don't know, the board, I think, realizes it, but what the public, I'm sure, does not realize is how much back office work goes into actually getting this document prepared. I want to particularly call out Karen Doherty in DPW, who without her, it simply does not work. She takes my pages and pages of writings and puts them back into the front end, and it actually looks like a document that makes sense. She goes through the specifications. She is a marvel, and one has to call her out because she literally does this on every single contract that comes through DPW, which is basically 95% of the contracts that we have. So her role is immeasurable. And the thing that's important about knowing how the contracts from the back end work are that essentially that's one of the many times, but a really important time, where it's sort of cross departments. You go from legal department, you go from the DPW, you go from manager's office, and it's something that, again, most folks don't see. But if the front end is not right, we can't get the contract out. Simple as that. And preparing the front end for the water treatment plant took about 4 to 5 months. Doing the front end for multimodal took about a month. But everyone who did it, and I want to also thank the folks at Calgi, who are our construction managers, folks at THA, the architects. They, again, dealt with a somewhat lunatic corporation counsel who looked at every line and everything, saying, why does it say 0.01 here and it says 0.014 there? I'm sure that they are reading this and going, who is that crazy man? I hear that a lot at home, so I don't worry about those questions. But again, to the people, to the folks who really put this together, Andy, John, and you folks, again, thank you, because it's a lot of work, particularly, I should just point out, with multimodal, there are 4 prime contracts. So we have to, I can tell you this, the bid book is, I believe, 890 pages long, and that does not include the drawings. So it's a lot of work. And again, to the folks, particularly Karen and everyone at DPW, a heartfelt thanks from me. Thank you.
Okay, and just one more to piggyback, the bid docs are digital. Correct, sir? Because you said bid book, so
They
I-
are available through Karen at K. Doherty at villageofosningny.gov, beginning on Monday, the 12th of May. Correct.
Okay, moving right along, Police Chief Aaron Zimmerman.
Good evening. First, I'd like to just echo the mayor's sentiment. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, because I know you never miss an episode, so you'll see it.
I'll make.
The only one who watches it on YouTube, but anyway. And just a couple things. Next week, Monday commences Police Memorial Week, and in honor of Police Memorial Week, we are hosting an award ceremony at the Ossining Public Library at 6 p.m. So I'd like to extend an invitation to, the board and everyone in this room and anybody tuning in. It's open to the public. So right now, I think we have about 25 officers receiving different awards for various things. So it's a nice deal. It's a good thing for everybody involved. And on top of that, in that same vein, 6 Ossining police officers are getting recognized for and receiving a county award for life-saving efforts for a rescue that was from a structure fire on Maurice Avenue. So that's going to be on the 14th at 12 p.m. at the county center. So we submitted the officers for that award, and they won first place in the life-saving category. So
What was the first date?
Monday, May 12th, 6 p.m. at the library. 12 p.m. the 14th.
May 14th,
Yeah, at the
County Center.
Yep.
Got it.
So congratulations to everybody on that front. And
Sure.
It's not raining, so enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you. Organizational announcements. Announcements must be event related and last no more than 2 minutes in length. Would anybody like to do an organizational announcement? Is there anybody online that would like to do an organizational announcement? Please raise your virtual hand. Okay. Moving on, public comment on agenda items. Visitors are accorded a 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. Is there anyone online that would like to do that? Visitor recognition. Visitors are accorded a 3-minute opportunity to address the board on issues not relating to the agenda, but relevance of the common good of the village. No? Okay, is there anybody online that would like to do that? Okay, moving on to village board resolutions. Approval of minutes, April 17th, 2025. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the minutes of the April 17th, 2025 regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the voucher detail report, May 7th, 2025.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm
You were
sorry.
not here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you
I
have a
wasn't
comment?
here. Is that from 2 weeks ago?
At the meeting, there were only 3 people present.
Yes, I think so.
Is it? Let me, I
April
have to look up the
17th.
date.
You don't have to abstain.
Hold on.
I believe so.
Right. Thank you for catching that.
Man,
I'm looking at my
announcements
calendar.
On it.
Oh, that's right.
Crazy.
That's right. The
So-
holiday.
So,
Okay, we're going to go back.
I can vote.
yeah, so we have a motion for 2 of the people that were here. So do we have, how many would like to say yes to the
Yes.
Three of
regular
us.
minutes?
Aye.
Yes.
3 ayes
Okay.
and 2 abstains?
2 abstain. Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody had his Wheaties this morning.
Every morning. This guy's on it. This guy reads.
Approval of the voucher detail report, May 7th, 2025. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby approves the voucher detail report dated May 7th, 2025 in the amount of $564,579.76. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
I'm just going to ask, did anybody look at this? You
On the-
did look at it.
On the question,
Thank you.
Yeah.
the earlier agenda had 2 voucher details on it.
We have it. We have a second one here.
Okay. So I'm good for this one.
Okay,
Right, Stuart?
Okay.
good.
He's good for this?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of the IBWPT Water Treatment Plant Project, voucher detail, May 7th, 2025. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby approves the IBWTP voucher detail report dated May 7th in the amount of $1,504,266.02. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
I'm abstaining.
Trustee Fritchie, you'll need to explain the abstention in this particular case, please.
Reason why I'm abstaining, because I have recently was hired by a contractor that is a prime contractor on the project. So I will be abstaining from any discussions or voucher details for the water plant.
Thank you.
Call for a public hearing, approval of administrative plan for the Housing Choice Voucher Program, Section 8. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 PM on June 4th, 2025 at the Birdsall Fagan Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street, Austin, New York, regarding the updated administrative plan of the Housing Choice Voucher Program, Section 8, to be further resolved that the copy of the updated administrative plan will be available for public view at the village's website or by visiting the Housing Choice Voucher Section 8 office at 16 Croton Avenue rear, and be further resolved that the public are invited to attend the public hearing in person at the above referenced location, and be it further resolved that members of the public requiring a reasonable accommodation to participate in the public hearing due to the person's disability shall notify Corporation Counsel no later than 7 days before the public hearing at kahan@villageofaustingny.gov to afford the village significant time to provide reasonable accommodation, and be it further resolved that members of the public who want to attend and participate in the public hearing remotely, access will be available on the Zoom platform, and be it further resolved that comments regarding the proposed local law will be accepted by the Board of Trustees and the Section 8 office at bot@villageofaustingny.gov and Section 8@villageofaustingny.gov. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
DPW award to bid, Joseph G. Caputo Center HVAC and dehumidification upgrades. Resolved that subject to review of Corporation Council, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby awards the bid of contract number DPW 25-02, Joseph G. Caputo Center HVAC and dehumidification upgrades to Carey and Walsh, Inc., 529 North State Road, Briarcliff Manor, New York, 10510, in the bid amount of $1,417,000 as of the lowest bid received from a responsible and responsive bidder. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
I have a question. What was this budgeted for?
Mayor, we have Andy and John Heitman here.
Hello, gentlemen.
Evening, Mayor and Board. John Heitman is kind of slipped into the role here of helping us manage these big capital projects more at a daily level, so I wanted him to meet you guys. It's important. It's, not only is John
I think the
helping-
microphone's a little too low, so
Okay.
if you could raise it.
Any better? Thanks. I think it's important for you guys to get familiar with John because John will be helping with the firehouses and a lot of those recommendations, and there will be some future presentations. So tonight was a perfect opportunity. Your question is a good question. It was budgeted at 1.5 million.
Okay.
So that it came in under. Do I wish there was a little bit more leeway? Yes, but the next bid was 1,975,000. So there were only 2 bidders on this project, but good qualified bidders. On the roof we'll talk about the roof getting to next, but very confident with Carrie and Walsh. They did the original installation of all that HVAC back in 2006. So they're very familiar with the job. They have the original drawings. Most of this work is replacement in kind. A couple little modifications on one of the rooftops. And the other part of this upgrade was that the community center back in 2010 had a boiler change out. It's a gas boiler. We incorporated in this design 2 gas boilers that will be alternating. So we're never in a situation if the heat's out, you got to close the community center down. So have the ability to vary the BTUs, and it's going to be a better system. Dehumidification system has been down for 3 years. That was well needed. And the rooftops are 2006. So since we're paying for the cranes, we're going to be doing a whole new roof. Now's the time to do everything right.
Okay. Welcome.
Just a quick question on the 2 units. Are they going to be set up like a lead lag type of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You're staying up there just because you have to
Yes.
be right back up?
And they
Okay,
don't have to.
that's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
DPW award of bid Joseph G. Caputo Center roof replacement. Resolved that subject to review of Corporation Council, the Board of Trustees and the Village of Austin hereby awards the bid for contract number DPW 25-03, Joseph G. Caputo Center roof replacement to CC Roofing Company, Inc., 2006 Albany Post Road, Croton-on-Hudson, New York, 10520, for the bid amount of $558,300 as the lowest bid received from a responsive and responsible bidder. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Question, gentlemen, is this being set up for solar or not?
It has the ability to put solar on. So that's in the design. It's
Right.
capable of solar.
I know you're not putting solar, but is it being set up to have, or it's just set up so that maybe one day?
Maybe.
Because there's a
one day.
way to set
It-
things
so-
up for the future.
So it's the material that's being installed is set up for solar in the future and the insulation values to meet our stretch codes, but there's not like pocket pouches that we have conduits running and pre-made. We're not at that level. That can be added to it, but we don't have a solar contract yet. And then
Okay.
the other thing about that, since you're talking about money earlier, this was budgeted for over $1 million. And this came in at 558. There were 8 bidders on this project,
That's what-
and the highest was 1.6. So
Okay.
it was from everything from 1.6 down to 558. Our roofing consultant, Russ Watsky, who was in the business for 40 years of doing roofs and commercial roofs, he's actually the guy who did the bid documents. He's met with these contractors to make sure that they're still capable of doing it at this price and they didn't make a mistake.
Okay.
And that's all been done.
Because aside from the fact that it's like that community center is sort of the lifeline of community in a sense, because 7 days, everybody uses it, all ages. babies to seniors, etc. Stuff from the fact that I love the place, but we're investing so much that those structures have to be done well. And what's the life of the roof? Do we know?
30 years,
How many?
30.
So past my tenure as mayor is what you're saying? Okay.
Just,
You don't have to comment. There's no comment
you never know.
necessary. You can just keep smiling. It's okay.
just a,
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
Oh, there you
Wouldn't
see.
you-
She's got that right now.
Wouldn't you think so?
No, I'm like, this is overdue. I think the idea that there's so much improvements to the infrastructure in a community like ours, more now in the past 2 to 3 years than we've done in, a decade or so, is it's great. It's overdue, and I think people will appreciate it. And I hope it all goes well. I know things happen. We're just going to have to deal with them to move forward, because it is so popular and so well used. We've got the camps in the summer, but I'm thinking that the goal here is not to shut the place down as much as possible, and I'm excited about it. I don't know if there are any other
I just
comments.
have two quick,
Sorry, go ahead, Bob.
I'm going to presume that the roof work's getting done for the AC replacement. And my second part of that is the dunnage, whether modified or new dunnage will be done, so the roof is,
It's a good question. So yeah, we were talking about that today and Karen was in the meeting. We have a structural engineer that's required to make sure that the dunnage of switching one of the rooftops meets the load capacity.
Right.
That's required by building department. So, yeah, everything's set with that.
yeah, and that'll be done as the roof replacement goes,
Yes.
correct? And then the ACs get set.
Yeah, and when we like scoped out both of these projects, we made sure that the HVAC engineer and Russ Watsky were both on the same page so that they could coordinate. Because there'll be a time when the unit is off and it needs to be waterproof,
Right.
like before the new unit goes out. So there's a lot of coordination.
Right, okay.
And the size of that dehumidification unit, just so you guys know, it's like the size of like a Greyhound bus up there. So it's not like small equipment. It's huge.
That pre-wired?
It's an exact replacement. It's just going to be terminations.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think you asked me last time, like, are we going to need to increase the capacity of the electrical capacity of the building? No,
Because of the
same size equipment.
Right, well, that also stemmed off of the charging units they wanted to put there. When I asked you if the infrastructure, the backbone
yeah.
could handle that, and you said no.
So,
But the AC units were fine.
yeah, they're good.
Thank you.
Karen, any of these, this is all our budget, or there's grants involved?
For the roof, we have a $125,000 grant from Assemblywoman Dana Levenberg. And that is the only grant associated with these two projects.
Okay. Great. Gentlemen, always nice to see you. Do you have
One-
more?
there's
Are
one
you
more.
up for a third?
Yeah.
Excuse me. All in favor?
Aye.
DPW bid, award to bid, Birdsall Fagan Police Court Facility Roof Replacement. Resolved that subject to review of Corporation Council, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby awards the bid for contract number DPW 2504, Joseph. Okay, so,
That was
Yeah.
wrong in the thing.
Yep.
so we're gonna amend this to say the Birdsall Fagan Police Court Facility, roof replacement to DePaterio DiPaterio Contracting, Inc., 17 Rick Lane, nice, easy name, Cortland, New York, 10567, and the bid amount of $218,000 as the lowest bid received from a responsive and responsible bidder. Do I have a motion? Do I have the amended,
So moved as amended.
As amended.
Second. I just want to add that this also came in under budget. But we do have a $100,000 grant from
Pete
Senator Pete
Harcum?
Harcum for
Right.
this.
Great. That's great. The chief didn't notice you were giving him the side eye, so I just, it's okay. And how long have we had the current roof up there?
This was done 01 or 02? 01?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Paul actually was the consultant on the building.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Okay,
I'm
so
just
about
remembering
24
when he
years?
started with the village. He went right from this project to the village. One thing I did want to mention, there were 9 bids on this project. And the highest was 860,000 and the lowest was this contractor at 218. We budgeted 280. So
Okay.
those budgeting numbers were from Russ Watsky, who
Who set up,
on the
and
money with this.
what's the expected life of this one?
I think
also
it's
30 years?
30 years.
All right, so the roof that's on there now did not last to the end of its life, if I'm getting that right. But we don't get anything from the people who originally put it up, that it didn't make it to its life, correct?
Well, I don't know if it was a 30-year that was originally put on, but we definitely upgraded with more advanced materials on this roof and more insulation too. So it'll be better. The only other major project that's not on for tonight that will be asked to get a resolution to bid at some point soon will be the elevator. So we wanted to get the roof done before the elevator project.
Yeah, that might make sense.
So I don't know where that's at.
I won't get into this discussion. We're ready?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, appointment of Community Development
Thank you.
Advisory Group.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees appoints Brian Grandoff as the.
Granoff.
Granoff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brian Grandoff to the village's representative to the Community Development Advisory Group, CDAG, for a term of at least 1 year, and be further resolved that the Board of Trustees gratefully acknowledges the service of Catherine
Quispe.
who served as the village's CDAG representative for the past few years. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
Oh,
Well-
I think the board just wants to thank the outgoing representative and welcome Brian Granoff.
All in favor?
Aye.
Revised Records Access Policy. Whereas the Public Officers Law, Section 87, recently was amended, adding a new subsection 6. All agencies subject to the requirements of this article must develop a policy regarding providing notification to the public employees in the event that the agency is responding to a request for such employees' disciplinary records. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the village's records access policy is amended, adding a new section 5F, providing if an employee's disciplinary records are requested as part of a FOIL request, the village FOIL officer will notify the subject employee within a reasonable amount of time of the request and prior to producing the employee's disciplinary records in response to the request. And be it further resolved that the revised records access policy shall be posted in all at village-owned buildings. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
And again, you can get this agenda will be posted on the clerk's wall, and all of the information will be there, as will the new policies. This is great. All right, referred of honorary road naming request to village historian. Whereas it was received that, wait a minute. Whereas a request was received on April 15th, 2025 from Doug Turshin, close but no cigar, president of the Jug Tavern of Sparta, Inc., was seeking an honorable naming a corner of Revolutionary Road and Rockledge Avenue in honor of Captain Lewis Brady. And whereas the request meets the basic criteria of honoring names, now therefore be it resolved that the request for the honorary street naming for Captain Lewis Brady is referred to the village historian in accordance with the Village of Austin's honorary street naming policy, and that the village historian shall present her report to the Board of Trustees within 45 days of this referral. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Mayor, just to let the board know, we've already received the historian's report. We'll be
Yeah.
here next week.
Oh, great.
So that if the board is okay, we can call for the public hearing by resolution following week, and it will be in time for the June 7th celebration.
Great, thanks.
That would be lovely.
Oh, that'd be very nice. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fire Department appointments. Independence Hose Company Number 6. Resolved that upon recommendation of the fire chief, the following members, Austin, New York, were elected to active firefighters in Independent Hose Company Number 6. Pablo Fabian Goodman,
Guaman,
you keep continued to do it.
Khalil Cadet, Braden Hill, Marvin Salazar.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Who was it that did the motion? Oh, Bob Fritchie. Okay. And who was second?
Dana.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Fire Department appointment, Austin Fire Police and Emergency Squad. Resolved that upon recommendation of the fire chief,
Jeffy Perez.
we were practicing this one this afternoon. Perez, Austin, New York, was we elected as an active firefighter member of the Austin Fire Police and Emergency Squad. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Fire Department transfer, Austin Hose Number 1. Resolved that upon recommendation of the fire chief, James Nevins, Austin, New York, transferred his membership from Hollow Hose Number 5 to Austin Hose Number 1. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in
Sue?
favor?
Aye.
Austin Fire Department removal from active roles, Hollow Hose Number 5. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby removes the following members from the active roles of the Austin Fire Department, Hollow Hose Company Number 5, Angel Perez and Jason Rios.
Rios.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Fire Department, removal from active roles, Austin Hose Number 1. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Austin hereby removes Saul Cruz from the active roles of the Austin Fire Department, Austin Hose Company Number 1. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. DPW authorization to go out for bid, services 7/2/2025 to 7/3/2027. Resolved that subject to review of Corporation Council, the village clerk is authorized to advertise for bids for the following biannual material supplies and service contracts for the periods of 7/3/2025 and 7/2/2027. Such bids will be returnable to the village clerk. Services, elevator repair and maintenance, garage door repair and maintenance, and lead water service line replacement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So just a question, Karen, this is just like the standard, we send this out, or Stuart, doesn't matter who. This is like a standard roundtable, right? That every couple of years we're sending out
Correct.
bids?
The difference here, Mayor, is back in February, the board approved a resolution for the biennial. These are 3 additions to that biennial list.
Okay,
So they were not on the prior list. And again, Karen Dougherty and I have been working on them, and will be ready. They're just about ready, but that's why you're having, in essence, a second resolution. These 3 new contracts.
okay, and all of this is in the budget?
Yes.
All in there, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Continuing business of the board. New business of the board. Are we adjourning?
I thought that, okay, we
Oh,
don't
sorry.
have, no, that's okay, keep
Okay.
going.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I do want to have
Executive session?
adjourn for executive personnel and chief. Chief, I'm going to need you for like 5 minutes based on the conversation. It's going to be quick because we have to actually do it as an exec.
Okay. Adjourn into executive session for personnel reasons?
Yeah.
Moved.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Third.
Did you get it, Sue?
I got it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes tonight's meeting. It's 8:11. Have a good evening. See you next Wednesday.